What are my daily rituals? Okay, so I'm a creature of rituals, not in the external sense. I'm not the one who would be smudging around and having incense candles, altar, like not that. But rituals are very important to me because they take me to an altered state. I would feel, I don't know, an ordinary, mundane state, a random emotion, a random, quality, inner atmosphere. And then I do a ritual, and all of a sudden, wow, it's like I'm a new version of myself. And that's precious, that's gold, that's necessary for actually embodying what I'm preaching. However, they change. I don't have a rigid structure, and I want to give you some ideas still. I don't want to keep it too cryptic. Imagine that I have super busy days, just like many of you. I have moderate, more balanced day, which is the majority of my days, to be honest. And then I would have particular rituals, particular periods of time dedicated to a cause. So the super busy day version, despite my better advice, I do sometimes find myself, more than I like, checking my messages first. I don't really like doing that, but sometimes the day requires it, and yeah, what to do. But I would keep it really minimal. I wouldn't be scrolling, I wouldn't be losing myself. I would just check the urgent messages, respond. If they're urgent, I would respond right away. If not, then I wouldn't, because of the time zones that sometimes becomes a necessity. But this is usually not how I like starting my day. And if I have to, I would keep it minimal. Even if I keep minimal, I know it brings my mind back to, a more ordinary flow of life. And after that, I would do usually tapping. If I don't have a lot of time, I would do 3, 5, 10 minutes of tapping, depending on what I would really need, how I feel on that day, and what is playing around in my mind, what my mind is ruminating about, so that I create an opening, I create a fresh breath of air, I create a flow of energy that is actually serving me. And after that, I would also give myself, even if I'm busy, I would give myself probably some time with tea or coffee after breakfast, pretending that I'm not that busy, in a way, giving myself 5-10 minutes, whatever amount is available, putting the alarm if necessary, so that I don't have to think about time. That 10 minutes is mine. And I would just enjoy my coffee or tea. I would just contemplate. I would just be still, without my mind running errands. Because on busy days, that's what the mind does, right? Yeah, that will be a ritual. On a more usual, regular day, more balanced day, where I have my more accustomed routine, I would start the day with my sadhana, with my meditation. So wake up without even feeling fully awake. I would just probably open the curtains and look in the sky. The sky would still be dark, so that wouldn't make much sense, but I would still look. And then I would light my candle and sit for my meditation for an hour. And after that is complete, then would be the type of practices that would start me for the day, just like the tapping and maybe a bit of journaling. And I like looking at my calendar, looking at, okay, where are the me times or are the work times? What do I feel energized, inspired to do today? Do I need to shift anything according to my energy of the day? Do I need to make changes? So I like spending a bit of time for that. Yeah, that would be a typical day for me, I would say. The physical practices, I like doing the physical routines more in the afternoon. My body is more flexible, more energized after the noon time. Morning time for me is the mind time, meditation, contemplation, and more strategic decision making or even creative kind of work. I would do until noon, 1 sometimes. Maybe less actually, maybe earlier. I would finish earlier, have a kind of a brunch. Yeah, that would be a typical day for me. Then another ritual I have is on days that are out of the ordinary, like now. I mean, this is, for example, a resort, a piece of nature that I really, really love. And I visited Ubud today. I'm staying here, where I usually also host my guests who come for private work with me. And I simply love it. And one thing off the topic that I want to share is something that I really love about Balinese resorts. It's very particular. They are not carving out just the land and put whatever they like into it. Most of the resorts here would just look around, look at the magnificence of the nature probably, and adjust to it, build around it, so that is still available and it's not artificial. It's all in its wild nature. It's not curated. It's magnificent as it is. There would be some curated parts, of course, within the resort, but even those parts would be, very similar to the organic nature around, and that I find unique, that I find particular. I lived in Thailand as well, and there it's not like that. It's more artificial. Okay, this looks nice, we put it there. This looks nice, we put less organic, and this is very dear to me. So if I have I usually create that, but if I have the opportunity, if I have created that opportunity, my daily ritual would be different. This morning I just woke up and opened the windows, and I just sat here watching the trees and the squirrels and the flowers and the birds flying around, listening to the sounds of nature, and just be still with that and just enjoy it, just savor it. That would be an amazing ritual to do anytime where I'm in a piece of nature, wherever that is. I do travel to experience that. I do visit places that I like, that I have explored before, just to have that experience, looking at a view, showering under a waterfall, or I don't know, walking in a forest, and I know every breath that I would take in that during that walk would renew me, refresh me, take away destructive emotions or negative thoughts or disturbances that we all collect as we live in life. So that's a very, very important ritual for me, which may not be daily, which may more depend on where I am, but I would say monthly I would create those. And then there are the seasonal rituals, which are my retreats. So during my retreats, things would look different. I would either do containers that are held by others, but most often, that I would do at least once a year, either silent or classical tantra retreat, that I would do once a year. But several times a year, I would just go alone to a place with beautiful nature. The point would not be having connections, fun, and so on. The point would be really contemplation. I would meditate several times a day during those retreats. I would do at least once yoga. or some form of physical practice on my own. Maybe it wouldn't be forced or structured. It would be really like, okay, what does my body want? Sometimes it would be dancing, yeah. It wouldn't be limited by, oh, you have to do this many hours. No, it would flow as my body requires. And then it will be dedicated to whatever it was meant to be. Sometimes it's writing, sometimes it's just contemplation, like up-leveling inner work that I do on my own with journaling. And occasionally there would be work requirements at periods where I cannot really go offline, and then I would limit that time to, I would be only online for an hour or two in that time frame, and otherwise, no. So if you need to communicate with me only in that time frame, or I will get back to you only once a day. So I would notify whoever needs to know, and then I would really go in. Yeah. That's a big seasonal ritual for me that is essential to who I am and what I do.